It's not a funny topic, Lea.
No, but if you look at me with your sunglasses while we talk about some dumb relationships, it's funny. You're listening to Getting Fae'd. We,
Meike,
Lukas,
and Lea are reading A Court of Mist and Fury for the very first time. Today we are covering chapters 38 and 39. Get Fae'd with us! Woo! Guys, we're finally all together again. Everybody's healthy. Yippee! No health problems at all.
well, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, the thing is, I read one chapter for this episode, and the other chapter I had Meike read out loud to me because I had eye surgery and couldn't see shit. And that's also why I didn't write down any notes today. So I feel butt naked and unprepared. And also I kind of forgot what happened.
But I will remind you, and then I'm sure all the thoughts will come flooding back.
did I do a good job as your audio narrator?
Oh, it was quite amazing, honestly.
Did you do voices?
Kind of.
Can you
Yeah.
give us a little taste of that?
I mean, there weren't so many voices in the book. I think I did... Amren, I did kind of almost a bit posh, but not really British, but more like, oh, well, so, blood, everything. Oh, everything is so fun to me.
Yeah, it was quite sexy.
Sure. And then I think Feyre was just
Plain.
sort of normal.
Yeah, fitting.
Not my voice, but the reading voice. Right? And then I think
Well, she is the
Rysand,
narrator after all.
right, for Rysand, I just went a bit lower and a bit seductive. And
Nice.
I think a bit slower pronounced.
Nice.
Yeah. By the way, just made me think of that because you mentioned Rysand. We watched The Jungle Book yesterday.
Which one?
The
first
OG.
one.
The animated one.
Yes.
Yeah, the one from the 60s. And we both agreed that we feel like Rysand is kind of similar in vibes to Bagheera, the panther. Is it a panther?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Black Panther.
Yeah.
What kind of...
Yeah. Also, when Michael told me about the movie because I haven't seen it
Oh no, don't
before.
You hadn't seen The Jungle Book?
Maybe as a small little child, but not recently. I didn't remember anything. And Michael always referred to Bagheera as Bagheera, the sexy panther. And that's accurate. And that's also Rysand.
I see your point. I don't really remember their voices quite well, but now that you mentioned it, my first thought was that maybe the voice of Shere Khan would fit Rysand, but I'm not sure.
He has a very low voice. He hit the deep B.
Right, he has this one moment where he sings and then
He
goes...
sings? Shere Khan sings?
Just for a second, the vultures do a song and then for the last note he joins in to show them he's there. And then he hits that very deep note and Lukas just looked at me with pure shock and admiration in his eyes and was like, oh my God.
Yeah. But maybe I also just remember the voice of Scar, which is also a very great voice. Isn't that Jeremy Irons?
I think so.
Strong.
But we also watched The Jungle Book in German because it's nostalgic that way.
Fair. So, 3, 4, Kompanie. So, 3, 4. Okay, that's enough. You have to cut this out because Disney is evil and they will blank us.
I will keep it in out of spite.
can
We
not.
are the resistance.
Out of spit.
I'm not sure if we can fight against Disney, but...
Guys, what's gonna happen? Are we
Well, putting that aside...
pudding? Oh, you can't talk about pudding. I'm hungry here. Nice. Setting the mood for the great puns in today's episode. Because
Well,
I'm going off script.
I was just about to say, if that's the thing you contribute today, that's amazing. Okay, so do you want to maybe give us the recap of last episode?
Sure. Last episode was the last summer court chapters. And we did the heist, and Amren and Feyre stole the book, the sassy sentient book, and were water wraith ex machinat, and then were fucking racist towards the poor water wraiths who literally just saved their lives. And then they just all kind of winnowed away, and that's it. And then we learned something about Jurian.
Well,
I don't know.
we learned that this magical book is written in the holy tongue, which only Amren can read. So there we have it. Feyre cannot actually read the book that she's supposed to use. And this chapter, 38, starts the next day. And it's quite calm, and Feyre enjoys the sunshine with reading a good book in the garden. And then, when the evening draws near, she heads to the rooftop to enjoy the sunset. And Rhysand is already there, lounging in a chair with his wings draped behind him on the floor.
Nice.
I was thinking at this point, what is his anatomy? Because in my mind, this was like a deck chair, which would mean his back would be quite low to the floor, and then it would make sense that his wings can be laid out on the floor. Mm-hmm. But the chair is just described as white painted iron chair, so just a normal chair, which then would mean like how long are his wings that they can lie on the floor?
I mean, if you stand and your wings go to like your knee, and then you sit, that would mean they would touch the ground.
They would touch the ground, but like sprawled out upon the floor.
I think he has quite big wings, honestly. I always imagine them maybe even going to like his ankles or something.
Damn.
I think I imagine them quite large as well, but like going over his head.
Yeah, but maybe he can then relax his wing muscles and they like slump down and go even further on the ground.
So you imagined him just sitting on a normal chair?
Mm-hmm.
I did not put that much thought into the chair type he was sitting on.
But iron chair sounds very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
How is he lounging in that?
I feel
because he uses his wings as cushions.
No, he doesn't sit on his wings.
Yes, he does.
No!
I imagined him sitting on his wings.
Okay, sure.
That sounds painful.
I feel like the description of this, like there's also an iron table. It's just like garden furniture that's like for outside purposes, and that's why it's not wood, which sounds, I don't know, weird in this kind of palace context. I mean, it's not a palace, it's like a townhouse, but still.
Yeah, right? He could just magic his wood.
Nice. I'm looking forward to this chapter.
What I meant to say is that he could magically weatherproof his wooden furniture.
Well, he's not magicking his wood right now. He's actually in quite a bad mood because Summercourt has basically sent a declaration of war. Mm-hmm. They sent 3 rather large blood rubies, one for each of the Night Court people that were there.
The offenders.
Yes, and they are a symbol of a grave insult given, and the recipient is now declared hunted and will soon be dead.
You know, some of these courts have such weird traditions. Like, here, take my very expensive stone as a sign of my wrath.
Yeah, like true crooks, they would send like a chicken head or a horse head. No, they send rubies because they are obscenely rich, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like sending someone to like declare war or like an offense is a thing that has been done.
Yeah.
But it's usually something that like shocks you. Like you open the package and are like, oh no! But here it's just like, jewelry.
Nice. I'm sure
Guess I'm hunted now.
I'm sure Rhysand had to send someone to a library to find out what that means.
The fuck is that?
At first glance, he was like, oh, nice, you received that well.
He's like, oh, you had to leave so soon? Well, a parting gift. Well, actually, these rubies were sent to the Court of Nightmares, and that made me feel good. Like, we had absolutely no reason to think that the secret of Relaris might have been breached or something, but it still made me feel good to know, like, no, he doesn't know. He sent it, like, to the supposed address, and then Rhysand kind of had to go and collect it.
Morgan opened the package and was like, gotcha, what has he done now?
Yeah, but Rhysand is pretty upset about this, and he scolds himself because he's like, I should have wiped the minds of those guards and not just knocked them out. And he is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
That would be the smart thing to do, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But Feyre doesn't blame him for making this mistake, and she's like, yeah, mistakes happen to everyone now and again, and this made me feel good about Feyre. She's just the best.
And I like this vulnerable side of Rysand.
Yeah.
Like Rysand actually admitting a mistake. That was I was actually surprised
Tamlin
reading that, and I
could
was like,
never.
yeah, cool. And him being like, well, it has been so long since I had to do such thing. Like I just didn't really know what to do, and I just sort of panicked and did what I knew, like fight and knock him out. And now I know that's wrong. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. Growth? Question mark, or just an unknown side of him?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but like he's also surprised by Feyre's like understanding of him, and he's like, why aren't you like mad that you're now declared enemy number 1? And she's like, I'm not fine with it, but I also don't blame you, which is like that's a very real response, I feel.
Yeah. It was a group effort to steal the book, and they collectively fucked up. It's quite
But
the...
Rysand especially.
Yes.
Let's be honest. He says like, oh yeah, I haven't been like in a big fight for long, so I'm not used to knocking people out anymore. But like he's obviously doing these mind shenanigans very often in the past. But his first response is not like doing the mind shenanigans right now. But sure, it doesn't really offend me that much as I'm talking about it now. But it's just very a funny choice to me.
Yeah.
But Feyre kind of offers a solution. It's like, well, maybe we can give the book back eventually, like when we don't need it anymore. But Rysand is like, oh, well, no, Amren actually needs it. So... yeah, I also don't think like Amren would let them give it back before she finds her solution in it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of out of the question, I guess.
Well,
Well,
no
Tarky friendship.
but maybe Tarkin can come visit the book from time to time. Maybe they have shared custody.
They can have a little talk.
Yeah, he can teach the book how to shave. It's so cute.
But I really enjoyed how honest Rysand was about being sad that he now cannot be friends with Tarkin. That was like, well, I actually wanted to ask him about the book, but I knew that wasn't a possibility. And I'm sad. I like this guy,
Yeah.
and now he sees me as like his enemy, and I don't want that. I'm sad. I liked him.
Yeah. Rysand is truly upset, and Feyre then advises to go like one step after the other. First, let's get through this war, and then after that, mend the relationship with Tarkin.
Yeah.
And in this plan, I guess, Feyre includes herself in this long-term plan, which does kind of get Rysand's attention, and Feyre tries to use that topic to like coax the classic banter that they usually have out of him, but Rysand ignores that attempt and just kind of takes it as an honest suggestion, because Feyre's like, oh well, I can move out if you don't want me here, and he's like, sure. And she's like, no, I don't want it to actually leave. This was a joke, man.
I found it funny how it was like, yeah, well, I pay you enough money so you can move out, take whatever you need. And she's like, no, I want you to banter with me. But I didn't know how to feel about how she handled his breakdown, because I felt like he does the same thing to her whenever she's down. He's like just teasing and poking until she like snaps at him, and she kind of did the same here. But it always annoys her when he does it. So I was like, girl, why don't you try like... I just wanted her to sit down next to him and be like, hey, bro, I like Tarkin too, and I'm really sad about it too. Like, come here, cry a little.
Yeah.
I guess she's young and never really had the chance to learn healthy coping mechanisms.
I guess.
Maybe she just does as she's been taught.
Feyre explicitly states that she's like, oh, he did this to me to get me out of my hole, and it worked, so that is why she chooses to do the same. But yeah, it probably would have helped to like actually cope with it, to like think through it. But well, yeah.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Feyre,
If Rysand is the only therapist in Valaris.
yeah, you can only learn from him. And what she learned from him is that, well, she becomes a little bit more desperate and then teases him to go lingerie shopping. But he's also not in the mood to do that. And yeah, that's it.
Doesn't she then like get like a wet daydream?
That's later.
That's later, yeah. The thing
think-
is... Oh, wait,
But that
sorry.
does happen. I
Yeah,
didn't
it
make that
does
up.
happen, yes.
Nice.
This is more like the moment where he kind of snaps at her, because I think she gets very aggressive in what she suggests. Like she's a bit too much in that moment, and he goes like, "Girl, why are you allowed bad days and I'm not?" Like shut the fuck up. I want to sit here and mope.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
But Feyre then goes on and is like, oh, well, then I guess I'll go to Tarkin and seduce him and such. And this actually coaxes a smile to his lips again. So, yeah, they're kind of back at their banter eventually. And it escalates, and Rysand has this predatory gaze that Feyre finds so interesting and enticing.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, like, I was thinking about, like, a sub-dom relationship, which people do desire. Yeah, I don't want to, like, shame that and stuff. So I'm like, so does that fit that kind of relationship, her desires here? Or I'm
no
not
clue.
sure.
I always feel like being dominated and being looked at predatorily should be two different things. But maybe it's not. I don't know.
I mean, I can understand the appeal of that, but like reading, like, oh, he looks at me as a predator. I don't go to this like sub-dom relationship, but I go to like...
It's not a funny topic, Lea.
No, but if you look at me with your sunglasses while we talk about sub-dom relationships, it's funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I tried to stay serious.
I'm just trying to hide my predatory gaze.
Where was I? Whenever I read this, like, oh, he's such a predator, and he looks at me with a predatory gaze, I don't go to that kind of relationship, but I go to, like, I take what I want without asking, like abusive relationships. And I feel like it's not the relationship or the dynamic they have itself, but the choice of words.
Totally, yes.
Yeah. I just don't like the word predator in that context, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Honestly, up until the point she used the word predator, I thought this was actually like the first really sexy scene in this book. Because the way they talk, like their flirting seems different. It feels more meaningful and sort of deeper and very honest. Like the way he tells her he thinks she's attractive. Yeah. And then he has told her multiple times that he thinks she's attractive also means that whenever he made like a remark about her body and wanting her, that was honest too in a way. So I was like, oh man, this is a good scene. I was very into it. And then it said predatory and I was like, no. Yeah. But then Rysand doesn't behave predatorially, right? I wouldn't say he behaves like a predator. He just is always described with that word.
Yeah, I guess at this point I reached a stage where I was like, okay, I just have to kind of ignore that word and put it like in a different, not just put it in a different context, but just take it as something that means a little bit of a different thing. Yeah. And because Feyre actually says like, oh, his gaze does something to me when he looks like this. And I was like, okay, I guess she likes it. So that's her thing now. So
right. I think I interpret it as just like a lustful look now.
Yeah. And so that's why I enjoyed this very much as well. Yeah. But then someone has to cockblock them because Asriel just soars.
I would have never thought Asriel would make me so angry.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Asriel himself who made me angry. It's more the fact that he interrupts this sexy scene and then we don't even get to witness Asriel action. Like, Feyre's like, oh, I'm gonna give them some privacy. Goodbye.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been worth the while if at least Asriel would do some cool stuff or maybe join in.
Oh boy. Nice.
But no, she leaves, right? Yeah.
She kind of even flees, I would describe it, because she's like, oh man. And she is not yet sure if she actually does want Rysand like that. Because she says like, I might have very well gone to that pretty shop with Rysand. And that sounds like she's surprised by herself, which I liked.
You know, I always like love stories in books where it kind of like naturally surprises the person, where they're like, they are around each other for quite some time. And then at some point, one of them is like, oh, wait, am I actually really catching feelings here? Oh boy, I didn't see that coming. And like, while we all saw it coming, Feyre probably didn't really, because she was in that extreme state of like depression and sadness.
And let's be honest, Rysand didn't treat her very well in the beginning. Right. So I feel like that's still not gone from her mind at least. And while Feyre is wondering, like, do I actually want this or not, she starts fantasizing, as you have teased, about how that scene in this little shop would have played out. And it's quite detailed. And describing like how she would stand in front of him almost exposed and stuff, and how she would go near to him if he calls her. And initially I liked the scene very much because like she's exploring her fantasies here and kind of checking like, am I actually into this? Would I like this? Well, and then it turns out Rysand had sent her these images and thoughts.
Which, this changes the context completely, and I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, honestly, it sort of feels like sending a dick pic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say it made me really mad that he did that, and I feel like Feyre wasn't mad enough. Like, she looks at the hand and is like, prick, and then she moves on and is like, ooh, I have to cool down. But like, I mean, we've talked about how invasive these mind shenanigans are. And like when they talk with each other or communicate this way, like it's a cool thing they have. But in this case, like it's so invasive because Feyre can't be sure what is her fantasy, so what she actually wants and like what comes from him. And I feel like this is not very conducive, or rather quite harmful in her emotional state, or like ever. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like she was not, as I said, not mad enough at him for that. She was rather mad, like as someone who had pranked her with a whoopee cushion or something.
A whoopee cushion?
Yeah, this bond is kind of confusing because at first I tried to compare it to like in your dating phase, sending like suggestive pictures or messages or whatever. But there she would have the choice to ignore it or, you know, at first hand know that someone sent it to her. But here, he just puts it in her brain and she can't really do anything about it. I mean, we know she's so strong that her, like, wall or shield, whatever, is, I don't know, should be strong enough to keep him out. So maybe she, like, let it down and was, like, very open to whatever he was sending down the bond. But still.
Yeah,
like,
but
she
you know
didn't
what?
know if that was her own thoughts or not. And that is...
Yeah, that is dangerous.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, Feyre lets her guard down, quite literally. But Rysand kind of abuses that by sending down some weird shit. So he kind of sees this weakness and uses it. So he basically punishes her for letting her guard down around him. And I don't know if that's a good move if he wants to get some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it worked for Feyre. She
Yeah.
was like, oh, you prick. I better go cool down.
I mean, she's obviously horned up by their conversation and by these images.
Yeah.
But I still would have liked it better if these images came from her. But, like, from her fantasies. And she was like, oh, I really would love if this happens. But I feel like the scene makes me more mad than it should. But it also works very well at making me mad. And I think it is kind of intended. Because, you know, it begins that you as the reader think this is her fantasy. And you're like, oh my God, now she's like giving into these feelings that I have yearned for, that she has them for so long. And then like it's given to you like this piece of cheese, and then it's taken away. And it's like, ha, it's actually not her thoughts. Rysand just teased her, and so you were teased. And she actually does not have these feelings. And so we are like led astray as well and down the wrong path. And that I think that anger comes together with the anger of him kind of violating her. And so it's even more anger, and that's why it works so well.
Yeah. It's like when you try a fancy slice of cheese at like a cheese shop, and then it turns out that there's cumin in there.
Ugh.
And that's
Evil.
disgusting. That just feels like a betrayal. But can we talk about the fact that Rysand apparently does all these mind shenanigans while he's just talking to Asriel?
And Asriel probably has important updates on like missions he had, and Rysand is like, yep, I'm listening.
Yeah. It's a weird choice.
Yeah. I hope Rysand knows what he's doing and is not accidentally also sending it down Asriel's mind.
Asriel's just standing there trying to tell him news, and I'm like, God, bro, can you stop thinking about bikinis? Like, what is happening here?
But I also like to think that the vision Rysand sends changes depending on the person. And Ezreal like experiences it as him going lingerie shopping with Rysand, and he's having this sexy underwear on.
He thinks about going with Morrigan. Okay.
Maybe they can just all go together.
I don't know if that should be a group date.
I don't know, yeah. Like, I'm all for polyamory and stuff, but I feel like in this story, they have to do these things separately, and then they can, like, get together, all of them.
Maybe
I
in a
guess.
few hundred years.
Yeah.
They have to
50.
grow together. Yeah. They have time.
Yeah, I
Right.
need this to develop.
Yeah. But maybe first they could stop the King of Highburn from demolishing their lands.
Well, they can do both.
Multitasking.
Well, this evening, Feyre spends a fun time with Morrigan, who teases her a bit about this.
Yes, but also we don't experience that.
Yeah.
Feyre just tells us about it. Why is Ezreal time off page? Why is Morrigan's time off page? What is happening here? Don't keep my favorites from me.
Maybe it's just too many characters for Sarah J. Maas to handle.
No.
Then why write them if you're not gonna write about them?
Well, I don't know.
It's again cumin cheese.
Well,
That's now my go-to metaphor.
well, after this supposed fun evening with Morrigan, Feyre goes to sleep, and then she is violently woken up because the whole house is shuddering and moaning, and the magical darkness is spreading everywhere.
Oh no,
Oh, no.
what is happening?
Well, Feyre knows instinctively that Rhys is the origin of this darkness and follows that tether through the darkness to his room. And then she desperately tries to wake him up by slapping him and banging on his mental wall. And then eventually he does wake up.
It sounds very funny when you say it like that.
Yeah, it's much more exciting in the book, but you know, I was just about to say we're not poets, but you know, who knows?
We are.
Well, he does wake up, but he is in a frenzy, and Feyre uses her power to soothe his power and convince him that he was actually only dreaming, and eventually he does calm down.
Yeah. He's not only in a frenzy, he's also naked.
That is
Right.
the thing. Yeah. When the darkness finally vanishes, Feyre can see that Rysand is a naked sleeper.
Maybe Rysand should like put the effort in to like keep a small little darkness ball around his private parts.
I don't think
but no,
he cares
doesn't.
about that.
Yeah.
You know, I found the scene very silly because it starts off so dark and angsty, and like, you know, he wakes up and he's still not out of this dream, and the angst, and he like even grabs her by the throat, and everything is very high energy and very dark. And then she's like, also, he's naked. And I was like, okay,
Ooh
this
la
is where we're
la.
going now. All right.
No, she does not go there because she keeps herself from letting her gaze trail down there.
No, she does not keep herself.
But she tries to.
Yes, but she fails.
Yeah.
But then her attention is snatched by the tattoos on his knees.
Yeah.
So she wanders down all the way.
But she does not give us a detailed description.
I
The
think
girl
that's
doesn't
good.
snitch.
Because, you know, I was like, oh, he sleeps naked as well. But like it didn't throw me out of the scene. Like I felt like his nakedness was more like a vulnerable thing at this point, because also like his talons on his hands and feet are showing.
How did you feel about the talons on the feet?
I hate it. I hate it everywhere. I just imagine him with chicken legs. I can't stop it.
Yeah.
And that's why I was wondering, like, knees? But then I was like, oh, it's only on his feet.
Yeah.
So, well.
So you'd say you like that it's like a metaphor for his vulnerability, and a detailed description of his penis would have taken you out of it.
Yes.
I'd like to disagree because I want to know how long it is. Exactly.
Well, I think we will get there, but not like in this scene, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it longer than Tamlin's?
Probably.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If not, that's a choice.
Honestly, I feel like Feyre is so prone to comparing. She would comment on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Maybe
looking
they are
forward.
exactly the same length.
Oh,
but
boy.
his has more girth.
Yeah. I hope we get some details on the manscaping, because Tamlin is such a spring boy, and maybe he's a proficient landscaper.
Sure.
Maybe he has, like, you know how you can do like bush sculptures, and he has like his own face carved in there.
Tamlin or Rysand?
Tamlin. Rysand wouldn't.
He would put like the moon in there or something.
Nice.
Well, his tattooed knees have like tattoos on them.
Wow.
I have to admit, tattooed knees give me the ick. I don't know why.
That's a choice. Like, that must hurt.
Right, but also I find it such a weird part to tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, if it's part of like a big design, sure, like it would be weird if you left the knee out of like, I don't know, what do you call, like, I want to say sleeve, but that's only for the arm.
Bad.
But like, yeah, you know, a sleeve on the leg. It would be weird to leave the knee out.
Yeah.
But to only tattoo the knee is such a weird part. Like, it bends so much. It like distorts the picture. No, I don't like it when people have tattooed knees.
Yeah,
Sorry if you have tattooed knees. You're obviously a great person, but don't show me your knees.
Yeah. Like, Rysand does have other tattoos.
Yes.
So, like, we know that his tattoos trail at least down to his trouser part.
Yep, that we know.
Yes, so maybe they also go down his legs. We don't know that. That is not described. But yeah, if there's nothing around, like on the leg, and just these... Well, let's talk about it. The tattoo is the same on each knee, and it is a mountain, a tall, towering mountain with 3 stars atop it. Mm-hmm. So that's like...
What do we think that might mean?
Well, we know what it means.
We do?
Yeah. It says in the next chapter. We will get there.
Okay. See, I don't remember much.
I was just trying to see if maybe on the map there's like a hint for the tattoo, but I don't think there
I felt like we've seen that symbol before, but I also couldn't find where.
Isn't that just like the Night Court symbol?
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like it might be online a lot. I think maybe a lot of podcasts and like fan sites use that symbol, and we just never like clocked it directly to Rysand.
So it has to mean something else as well. It would be weird to just have Rysand's random knee tattoos as your podcast logo.
Well, then they trauma bond a bit because
Nice.
Rysand tells Feyre that he had a nightmare about Under the Mountain, but he doesn't like want to tell her what happened. But he confesses that he has these dreams as often as Feyre has her traumatizing dreams.
That's so sad.
Sadness.
And Feyre understands that he doesn't want to talk or that he doesn't want to share the memories right now. But she offers, should he change his mind, that she is there to talk to. And when she says that, she doesn't say if you want to talk, but she says when you want to talk, which I found pretty cool because, for one, it brings a certainty to it. I mean, it doesn't mean I will be there, because when you want to talk about means like he will want to talk about it eventually, but it still has like a certainty to it anyways. And I feel like it also like implies a familiarity with this kind of emotion and trauma that she has, even though the memories are different. So I like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't she, at one point, while comforting him, say she was doing what she wished someone had done for her when she woke up from a nightmare? And I thought that was very sweet.
And what Tamlin never did for her. Yeah. At least Rysand and Feyre have this in common. And I feel like Tamlin just could never relate.
It makes me so angry Tamlin let her so down.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like he was trapped under the mountain as well, but he's like, eh.
I mean, it's not just that. It's okay, like, his fiancée has nightmares and, like, wakes up all night and he can't relate, but he just pretended to sleep so he doesn't have to comfort her. I feel like you can be there for someone, even though you cannot fully comprehend their trauma.
I don't think he just didn't want to be there, like he couldn't be there, because he is, in fact, still very traumatized because he also was under the mountain, but, you know, it would go against his pride to be like, hey, I'm sad and this scared me. He's just like, oh, it's behind us and we fought it and we won. Now everything's great and we're looking forward, straight forward.
Yeah. I agree.
Unhealthy behavior.
Right. And it doesn't just hurt him, it hurt her so much.
Yeah.
And that makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Like, I feel sorry for him suffering, but
Nah.
this suffering is causing Feyre suffering. So
More
that's not
suffering.
okay. That's not okay.
Yeah, but lucky for us, we don't have to think about Tamlin right now.
Right.
Because Feyre is there with Rysand.
Awesome.
And she gives him a little kiss on the cheek when she leaves. Yeah. That made me happy. And then at the door, she looks back at him and she sees a painting in front of her eyes of a fallen prince as he kneels on his bed. And then she notices that the hole inside her chest is slowly started to heal over.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It is very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, a nice, vibey chapter. Like, not a lot happens plot-wise, but I think it does a lot for their characters.
Right.
And it is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we head into chapter 39.
Ooh.
And the next chapter starts with Fae'd visiting Amren in her apartment in the city.
Yeah, she lives in like a little loft.
Yeah.
Berliner Altbauwohnung.
And Fae'd is asking for the progress in decoding the book. And it turns out first Amren has to freshen up her knowledge of this language before she can start decoding the book, which is okay.
She's like, I'm gonna relearn the whole language first. I was like, okay.
So what does it help us that you know this language if you don't know it? But sure, go
Right.
for it.
But like, where does she take the information to learn the language?
Well, she has a lot of like papers and books lying around her, so she probably visited some library.
And no one else could have done that.
I feel like there is no book that is like, learn how to speak the holy language.
Holy language for dummies.
There is only like papers that have the holy language, and because Amren
Yeah,
used to be
okay.
able to speak it,
Okay.
she now like looks at it very closely and is like trying to remember what everything says and how the grammar goes, and then blah blah blah.
Yeah,
wants
probably.
wants to feel confident in the language
Okay,
before
okay.
she translates it.
Yeah, I can see it. And also, I just love how Amren lives. Like, they also talk about it that she like would have the means to live in a fucking palace and have servants, but she's just like grounded and like, no, this is my little space. It's a bit untidy, but I like it. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, a palace would bore me.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like based. I love her for that.
But it also kind of demystifies her even more. Like being in her private chambers, just like we're friends with Amren now. She's not that creepy, otherworldly being anymore. She's my girl. Like my girl Amren, right?
But I think that's the point. Like,
Yeah.
Fae'd gets along with all of them in this circle, and even with this impeccable being that's just like, she's my girlfriend. She's my girl. That's my Amren.
Fae'd
Yeah.
Fae'd even brings a little bucket of lamb blood.
Isn't it like
How
2 bottles?
considerate.
Yeah, I think it's bottled.
I'm sorry. I don't have notes. I don't have the
Yeah.
details.
But like, that seems a little more civilized than a bucket.
Right.
But yeah, Fae'd brings her some blood.
She could have also just brought a lamb.
Well, I think the difference is like, hey, I brought you a prepared meal. Let's eat it. Or, hey, I brought you the ingredients. Go cook it. Which, like, it's nice when someone, like, goes shopping for you. But, like, it's not the same as, like, I brought you a meal.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
But yeah, Fae'd has brought Amren some blood, and as she hands it over, we get a tiny flashback to a note exchange Fae'd and Rysand had this morning. And in this note exchange, Rysand explains that his knee tattoos symbolize that he will kneel before no one and nothing but his crown. So I guess that's why it's on his knees, because like it's about kneeling, bending
okay.
the knee.
So I guess the theory could be that that's just the Night Court logo.
I think like isn't Valaris surrounded by this mountain range? So
Yes.
so I thought it was like the mountain represented Valaris.
And I totally feel like this logo came up in book 1. Didn't Rysand like jokingly behead someone as a prank and then like left a note or
Yeah.
something with the Night Court logo?
Yeah.
And then they were like, the mountain with 3 stars.
Yeah, that could be true.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would make sense. But we also learned that Amren
She paced around the room a lot and now he's out of breath.
that Amren actually does not like to drink human blood because it doesn't taste as good as like sheep's blood and goat blood or something, or cow blood,
Yeah.
calf's blood, something like that.
I think she doesn't like to drink like people's blood.
Well, they taste like what they eat. So I guess all the people eat junk food and that's why they don't taste good.
Yeah, they already have like 3 McDonald's at Valaris.
Doesn't she say the taste of lamb and goat is closer to what she used to taste like in a different place. And I try to figure out if that is supposed to be another hint at what Amren could be, because like lamb as a sacrifice was often like you would slaughter a lamb and then put it on an altar and it would be like a sacrifice to God. So our idea of her being like an angel could still be very true. Like she would always get the sacrifices.
But like this image...
Oh,
like,
she's God.
Like in biblical stories, when they sacrifice like a lamb or a goat, and then an angel just swoops down. It's like, yum, 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 yum. I will bring this up to my Lord now.
Yeah, maybe
Wild.
Maybe she's the angel and gets the blood, and then she brings it up. Or maybe she is God. Maybe she's just the Christian deity.
Honestly, iconic. If that's true,
That would be incredibly funny.
Yeah, that might just turn me religious.
the Pope working for Amren. Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Or maybe the Poke. Kristen
Kristen
Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah, deep cut podcasting lore. I remember.
So do I.
Nice. It's almost as if
We
we're
talked
part of
about
this
it.
podcast. We just handpicked the members of our church. You know, we have Kristen Stewart, like serving God, and God is Amren, obviously.
Kristen Stewart serving God.
Nice. I feel like we can just found our own religion.
Perfect.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, it turns out Amren has also gotten a blood ruby. So if she's God, that's even funnier. But yeah, she has gotten a blood ruby as well, and she does use hers as a paperweight. Iconic. She's amazing. I love her. And it turns out Varian had sent along one of the necklaces from Tarkin's treasury to appease Amren, so she wouldn't like go there and just diminish the whole city. And I guess that means they still have kind of ally or allyship over there.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that Varian is kind of the cool one in this situation. And it just shows, like, Amren had a very huge effect on him. He must be
Yeah.
really into her.
She did good. Well, she's like, well, I'm not sure if he's into me or he hates me. And then Feyre's like, well, why can't it be both? And Amren's like, and that's kind of how that part ends.
Yeah.
But I like that. That was funny. And so the weeks pass with Amren learning the language again and Ezreal trying to infiltrate the human courts. And whenever Ezreal returns, Morrigan is there to receive him.
Oh, I love those small Morrigan and Ezreal moments.
Yeah.
I'm really living for them. I really, really like it.
Good times, good times.
Also, that we learn that Ezreal is kind of like a workaholic and never takes some time off to care for himself. And Morrigan always needs to be like, hey, bro, you've had a very, very exhausting week. Maybe calm down a bit. That is hot in like a fictional scenario. And I don't know why. I feel like in fictional stories, workaholics, like, that's kind of hot. But in real life, I would be so pissed off.
You know, I see what you mean. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah.
Well,
I mean,
guess...
for context, I'm not a workaholic.
No.
I'm quite the opposite of a workaholic. But yeah.
Well, I guess, like, especially in a fictional context, it shows that he is a very determined character. He is very, like, aware of his responsibilities and wants to fulfill them and, like, his duties. And it's, like, dramatic because, like, he's torn between his work and his love. And, drama.
And he has a purpose. And he fulfills that.
And maybe he is sickly boy and works too hard and becomes a tech god. Nice. Good times.
Yeah. The only thing that would make Ezreal better is if we would get to read about him doing all this shit.
But you know, it makes me giggle every time he's mentioned. This one sentence being like, oh yeah, whenever he comes to bring information, Morrigan's there, I was like, yeah!
Nice. Well, and Feyre spends her time training. The first half of the day she's training to fight with Cassian and she's learning to wield an Illyrian blade, and in the afternoons she's training with Rysand. Through all of her abilities, at least fire, water, ice and darkness. The others, we'll just like...
Let's not talk about them yet.
No.
Let's take it slowly.
Yeah, she still is not able to winnow. And these lessons are paired with history lessons about the other courts and High Lords. And so we get to know them a tiny bit more. So I guess the first one we already know a bit. This is Baron from Autumn Court. And he's described as cruel and vain.
Lucian's father.
Yes.
Yes.
We already knew that he was cruel at least.
Yes.
Now we
But
also
we did
know
not know that he's vain.
Yeah, it gives like an angle to get at him, I feel like. And then there's Callias from Winter Court, who is quiet and cunning, which is a cool combination of words because it's an alliteration. That's fun.
Kelly is the quiet and cunning.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then there's Hellion Spellcleaver from Daycourt, who gathers knowledge in libraries and archives and has clever people who excel at spell work. He sounds so cool. Like, he's so interesting. That name alone, Hellion Spellcleaver. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I need to meet him. Like, where is he? Give him to me.
But it's also cool that Daycourt is like kind of the magic and scholarship court,
Yeah.
which makes sense because they are day and they are enlightened.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Light
Yeah.
and enlightenment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so smart.
Very smart. Also very funny. His name is Helion, like Helios,
Yeah.
the
Just
god
like
of the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, he sounds cool.
Yep.
And at first I thought he's the only one with the last name. But I think Spellcleaver,
It's a title.
it's
Yeah.
more a title, yeah.
But cleaver, that's something to cut, right?
Yeah.
It's like an X thing, right? So he's cutting spells? Because first I thought he was like a spell slinger, you know?
Spellslinger, that
Yeah.
would be so cool. But it also implies that they kind of use a different school of magic than the other High Lords. Because like Tamlin and Rhysand and such, they have just like their innate power. And I think we talked about this a bit last episode, that Amren uses kind of these rune-like spells, and maybe they can also do that.
Yeah, maybe they're more refined.
Interesting.
Interesting.
But there are some afternoons where Rhysand isn't there. And Farah spends this time either reading or strolling through the city with Morrigan or visiting Amarantha. No. That's wrong.
Just casually
Yeah.
checking on her grave.
Yeah, always leaving some flowers. It's nice.
Sorry, girlie, it had to end that way.
Or visiting Amren.
Ah,
And when she's away with Morrigan, they go shopping and Farah's bank account is now incredibly full. And yay, she's rich again. Woohoo!
great. She's just living her best life,
Yeah.
honestly.
But when Rhysand is gone, she does miss him. And she also does miss learning about her powers and bantering with him.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But they keep chatting, which I
Yeah.
think actually is very cute. Not just that they are chatting, but that writing and reading has kind of become their love language.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's something
agree.
Fae'd wasn't able to do. And Rhysand believed in her and was like, well, I'm going to show you and it's important for you. And now it's something they like really like to do. Because they could talk easier, right? They could just send messages down the bond. They
Probably,
have done that
yeah,
before.
right.
But they take their time to write notes and leave notes.
That's nice.
It's
Quite
just very
cute.
cute.
It is very cute.
I love leaving notes somewhere for people I like to find, especially for you, Lukas.
Yes.
But I just
like finding notes.
note writing is
Yeah.
a good
I also
love
like
language.
writing notes.
Yeah.
We are basically Farah and Rhysand. It's us.
Absolutely.
Confirmed. Micah, darling.
No, I'm Rhysand. I feel like I'm Rhysand.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Oh, Reese.
I just don't have my knees tattooed
Yet.
yet.
Yeah, but honestly, I really like that Farah's just living her best life in Valaris
Yeah.
right now. Because let's be honest, she's gotta enjoy what she has. Because there's a looming threat of war on the horizon.
And she deserves a good time.
Yeah.
Really.
She does. And
Yeah.
like using these notes, they have a little exchange that is brought to us. And she tells Rhysand that in the past, all she ever wanted to do was paint. But now that part of her is empty. Well, it's almost empty.
It might fill up again.
But actually, maybe,
yeah,
because...
Rhysand might be able to fill her hole.
A few more naked nights in Rhysand's bed looking at the dark fallen prince.
Or maybe just him brooding and being sad might also fill at least that painting hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
He's her muse.
how did you find this description of her wanting to paint? Like, did you have a gut reaction of, go away? Or?
No, it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I also didn't mind it. I found it very, like, reasonable and, like, an affecting description. Like, I felt the emotion behind it. And, like, this is when her descriptions of her painting were good. Like, when they meant something.
Yeah.
And in return, he tells her that he decided from a young age that he wanted to be a better High Lord than his father ever was, and that he wanted to be a High Lord that weeded out corruption and protected his people. And Fae'd recognizes that he did a very good job at that, and she praises him for that. And
Nice.
that evening, he comes home very happy about this, and we just see the two of them just having a very happy relationship with each other. And that's just nice. As you said, she's living her best life. She has a great time. She has loving people around her. It's awesome.
Nice.
That scene between them was so cute. And like the sentence, his laughter following me up the stairs while I ran away, just jokingly. That's just like a fun relationship.
Yeah.
Whether it's romantic or not, that is just two people having a great time and trusting each other and just comforting each other.
It's amazing.
I'm really getting behind this relationship. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fully on board now.
Yeah, whatever form it might take.
Right.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And like both of them are happy. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm scared. We are now just over halfway through this book, and it's like the peak, the high point of Fae'd's good mood,
True.
a streak of good things happening, and this will so fall apart and we'll be sad.
Well,
Maybe even, this is getting into the predictions, but something might even happen now that like breaks them apart, like physically. And
see what
then
you
they are
mean.
separated, and that's gonna be very sad.
Wow.
We'll see.
Maybe something happens at this next big plot point, because one morning in spring, there is a note that says that she is not supposed to go training today because the queens have finally answered their letters.
Nice.
And now we're going to Fae'd's family estate.
We're going home.
We're going
Yes.
home.
Well-
Or is it home?
Well, the next day, everyone is ready to receive some queens.
So am I.
And obviously, the father is still traveling. Thank God for that.
Best sentence ever.
Just imagine him just like having come home like 2 weeks earlier. They're like, you know what? The queens are coming. Go away.
Isn't he like in the city the queens live in?
I don't know if the queens live in that city. I
Right,
think
right.
it's like some sort of gathering / capital city where they talk about the looming threat of Prithian.
They just
Yeah.
had a meeting and then we're like,
Months.
oh, we gotta go to that one unnamed village over on the island. And her father was like, what?
But the thing is, like, so much time has passed. Like, months have passed. And he's still there.
That man died.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. That
Just-
man's dead.
I was just like, just leave him there.
I don't ever want to see him again.
But yeah, everyone else is decked in their finest clothes.
And
to
even
receive-
Morrigan is there.
Yes!
Yeah.
So we have Fae'd in a white gown with cutouts
Yeah,
and
'cause she's
golden
innocent.
accents and a golden diadem on her head. And then we have Rysand in his usual black with a dark crown shaped like raven feathers.
They are basically king and queen now.
Yeah. And then we have Morrigan in a red gown that is similar to Fae'd's.
Red, the evil color.
It's not the evil color anymore.
No.
Morrigan overrode that.
She often wears
Hopefully.
red, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a foreshadow. A red herring! But that would mean she isn't actually
yeah.
the evil one, which would be good.
Maybe it's just a sign that red is now
Okay.
not hurting anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and Elaine and Nesta also dressed for the occasion, but we don't get to know exactly what, because I guess that's not important. Only
They're
that,
human. They cannot look hot.
well, at least they look fit for a queen in their house, but we don't get to
Yeah.
know more. And Ezreal and Cassian are also there, but they do not have weapons on their person. What?
And Ezreal and Cassian are also there.
Yeah, but we also don't know what they're wearing. Probably just fighting leathers, but no
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah, no weapons.
No
Only their
weapons.
siphons. And as the clock starts, no. Strikes.
Yeah, Fae'd runs some laps around the house, just getting some training in before the queens arrive.
Do face sweat? Yes, face sweat. We Never mind. I just wondered if she would be sweaty if she trained before the meeting, and then I remembered Asriel and Rysand being all sweaty while training.
Sexy.
Well, as the clock strikes 11, a wind rises in the room and, oh shock! The queens appear by winnowing!
Dope.
Each guarded by 2 people.
Yeah.
So the queens have magic and can even winnow.
I was surprised.
Is that the end to the chapter?
Yes.
Dope.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, didn't we kind of already at least assume that they have magic? Because Asriel couldn't penetrate their fucking fortress for ages.
Yes, but we weren't so sure if it was magic installed by the Fae to like safeguard the book and like the ruling peeps of this realm, or if it's like magic the queens possess. But now it feels like they possess it.
But do you think...
Or maybe they have like an artifact.
Yeah.
Or
Do
several.
you think they have Fae blood, or like it might even be like... They can't be Fae, actually Fae, right?
That would be
I
weird.
have thoughts
Okay, go
about
on.
that, but I'm not going to tell you, Martha. No.
Why?
No, I think either they are just magic because they're cool, or, they can use spells and also have scholars or something, or maybe they just have Fae allies.
I think
like maybe
that's
the
cool.
guards flanking them are just like Fae that can winnow. Which I wouldn't know how to feel about that, because I think it would be way cooler if the queens themselves have magic. But yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, I think it would be the most logical thing that they have some sort of Fae allies, because that would also explain like how they can ward their housing and stuff. And obviously there are other Fae on the continent, or maybe they already have like a secret allyship with one of the courts, which would be closer to the story, but like interesting.
But now that we know about the existence of spells, maybe they can just use spells.
Yeah.
Maybe someone taught them how to use magic.
But then I
scrolls.
think it's interesting that they can explicitly winnow, because it's so specific and it's not like a teleportation circle or something.
Yeah, right. And winnowing is crazy powerful.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, not many people can do it.
Yeah.
So many questions.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool ending.
Consider me intrigued.
Yeah.
The queens are so interesting.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to finding out like what they are. Maybe like this Miriam person. Like she is like human but immortal. Like she was granted long life.
Yeah.
Maybe the queens are like human
Oh.
but have long life or something.
That would be cool.
Then they would be friends with Morrigan. At least some of them.
But Morrigan wanted to see if she could recognize the faces of her old friends in these new queens.
Well,
so I
maybe
don't
she
think
doesn't
that's-
know they have long life.
Then they would suck as friends.
Yeah. Keep
Maybe
some
they're
correspondence,
like,
please.
Well, because they're like officially enemies and stuff, they can't.
No.
Duty and
Sadness.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see how this conversation goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to like find out like what exactly do they want from the... Oh, they want the book, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Okay, fair.
Cool.
I remembered. I was like, what do they want? Like assistance in the war against... Like, but no, they want the book.
They want the book.
I forgot about that
And this
first.
time they're gonna ask.
Yeah.
And I just hope Sarah J. Maas does not skip the cool parts again. Like if the next chapter starts with the meeting with the queens went well.
No, I don't think that will happen.
No.
I don't think so too.
Well, wasn't the law that like the queens have to like hand it over willingly?
Yes.
So I think it's possible that they're like, okay, we have to debate this. We might have to get to know you better. Maybe this is where that they are separated. Maybe they say, oh, Fae'd has to come with us.
Oh. Oh. Then we would get to see the world.
Yes.
Maybe she would meet her father again.
Oh no.
I think we are out of options.
Yeah.
That's not true. We have one
Well-
option left.
Have all the options.
No, we have just one option, and that is pick up the book, open chapter 40, start reading the words, and they convey meaning because they are a medium, and then we can interpret that meaning
Sometimes you drive me crazy.
with our sentient brains,
Stop.
and then we can think about the meaning, then we can write our thoughts down, then we can meet up and record our conversation about it, and then that's gonna be the next episode in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Awesome.
But before that, should we maybe revisit recommendation corner again?
Yes.
Right,
Let's
we
make
have
this
a new
a thing.
segment.
Yes. Well, I have brought a recommendation for you.
Okay.
Because a few weeks ago, I have watched The House of Guinness. I don't know if you heard about that. That's a new Netflix series about Guinness, the family that is brewing the beer in like the 19th century. And like it's full of intrigue and obviously full of Irish culture.
Isn't it from the same showrunner who also did Peaky Blinders?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are some sick-ass needle drops in that series.
Nice.
And I don't know if this band is like in House of Guinness, but I feel like my Instagram noticed that I watched House of Guinness and then recommended Irish music to me.
Okay.
And so I found this band, Chasing Abbey, and they are an Irish band. And their music is definitely influenced by folk music, but it's not folk music. I'm not very well versed with like genres of music, so it's hard for me to describe what their music is, but it's pretty awesome. And like in their newer songs they sing about like Irish culture, mostly like about like the famine and like colonization. Like it's quite angry, but it's pretty awesome.
Do they sing in Irish?
Yeah, they sing in Irish and then like spray in like English words. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I like them.
Nice.
So Chasing Abbey, that's my recommendation.
Nice. I also brought a recommendation, and it's a fellow podcast that I've been listening to a lot, and it's called Pale Blue Pot. That's a pun on Pale Blue Dot, and it's about astronomy, because it's like the Carl Sagan picture.
What?
The what?
The Carl Sagan picture.
What?
There's a famous picture called Pale Blue Dot that's like just the world from far away.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And they talk about astronomy, and it's fun, and you get to learn about concepts. And then I listen to this and I feel smart because I'm like, oh, I understand this concept. And then like a day later I could not explain to you what they said, but it's nice to listen to, and it's not that scientific, it's just fun concepts.
Nice.
Recommendation.
Speaking of concepts, I think my recommendation is more a concept than like an actual thingy. But since Lukas had his eye surgery and we couldn't like watch screens and like, you know, consume media, we did a lot of off-screen stuff, and we did a lot of crafts, like we puzzled a lot, and we recently started our own like clay project. We're trying to make a chess piece out of clay, which might be
A chess piece or a chessboard?
We're trying to make
Just one chess piece.
We're trying to make a chessboard out of clay, which might be a crazy idea. We'll see how it turns out. It's a multi-day project.
So you went like old school and looked for entertainment sources of yesteryear.
Yes. So very distinguished of us.
Honestly, these last couple of days where I just could not comfortably look at screens, I was like, what do I do with my time?
Yeah.
It
You
was
couldn't even
hard.
read, so
That's hard.
Yeah.
Like I've thought about, like, as you know, last episode I was sick, so like what do you do with your time when you're sick? Like I've watched a lot of TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And like the last few weeks or something I was thinking about like what would I do like if I wouldn't watch TV? And I was like, okay, I would read. And then I was like, okay, that's like, since I could read, like I've always just immersed myself in stories, and that's like almost all I did with my free time. And now I'm like, should I maybe try something else? But that's so hard because all I ever did with my life was immerse myself in stories. I'm having like a little, that's not like a crisis, but I'm like, I think I view my media consumption differently, because I was like, I'm watching so much TV, like, I can't be healthy, blah, blah, blah. I never cared about that. But like, I was like, I should do something else. But then I'm like, I never did anything else. Like, of course I did something else than watch TV, but like, it's all like the same reason I did it. So I'm like, I can't do anything else.
So yeah, here comes my recommendation. Crafting.
Wow.
Just random little stuff like drawing pictures and like mandala. Well, we just, we draw little pictures and we craft stuff and we puzzle a lot.
Yeah. And the
Nice.
good news is you can still consume media while doing it, because there's this great concept out there. It's called a podcast. And you can just listen to it and still craft stuff with your hand.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that was recommendation corner.
If you're also looking for something else to do, well, it's not actually off screen, but like if you're looking for something else to do, then maybe check out our socials at Getting Fae'd Pod on Instagram and TikTok, and there you can see some outtakes and memes and highlights, and now also our recommendations.
Yeah, it's a good time.
If you like this podcast, then we would be happy about a review that you might leave for us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah, and tell a friend.
Yes.
Recommendation corner.
Yes. Because
And send us recommendations.
help.
Yeah. If you should find yourself in another recommendation corner,
Yes.
recommend
Getting
us.
Fae'd.
And until then, I guess we'll see you next time when we are
Getting Fae'd!